The year was 1997. The world awoke to news that chilled the soul. Gianni Versace, the iconic fashion designer, was gone. His life, a vibrant tapestry of creativity and passion, was brutally cut short on the steps of his Miami Beach mansion. Fashion lost a visionary. An empire was left without its king. But behind the headlines, a darker story lurked. From the sun-drenched shores of Italy, a star was born. Gianni Versace, a young boy with a dream, captivated the world with his bold designs. His creations were more than just clothes. They were statements of individuality and daring beauty. His name became synonymous with luxury, glamour, and high fashion. But even as he ascended to success, a shadow was slowly creeping in. Versace's world was one of exquisite beauty and unparalleled luxury. His Miami Beach mansion was a haven for creativity and celebration. He moved among the stars, dressing celebrities and royalty. But even within his opulent world, a sense of unease lingered. The Miami sun beat down, a relentless furnace in the azure sky. For Gianni Versace, the days followed a familiar rhythm. Work consumed him, the pursuit of beauty, a never-ending quest. Yet there was a sense of peace in his routine, a quiet satisfaction in stolen moments. But fate had other plans, a cruel twist of destiny lurking just beyond the horizon. The turquoise waters of Miami Beach beckoned. Versace found solace in the solitude of the beach. He would stroll along the shore, absorbing the vibrant colors and effortless beauty. Little did he know that these moments of tranquility were about to be shattered. Unbeknownst to Versace, a shadow had fallen upon his paradise. Andrew Cunanan, a name whispered in hushed tones, was on the move. His motives, shrouded in mystery and madness, were a chilling testament to human obsession. He was a predator, stalking his prey, and Versace was about to become his final victim. The carefree atmosphere of Miami Beach provided a stark contrast to the darkness about to unfold. The world remained blissfully unaware of the tragedy that was about to befall them. The news, when it finally broke, sent shockwaves around the world. Gianni Versace, the fashion icon, was dead, murdered, gunned down on the steps of his own home. The world struggled to comprehend the senselessness of it all. The name Andrew Cunanan became synonymous with evil. The hunt was on to bring a killer to justice. The morning of July 15th, the sun rose over Miami Beach, casting a golden glow on the turquoise waters. Inside his opulent mansion, Casa Casuarina, Versace was starting his day. He moved through his morning routine with his usual quiet energy. But fate had other plans, a sinister script already being written. Versace, a creature of habit, decided to take his usual morning stroll down Ocean Drive. He wanted to pick up some magazines, a simple pleasure he often indulged in. Unseen, Andrew Cunanan watched Versace's every move. As Versace paused on the steps of his mansion, Cunanan seized his moment. 2 gunshots, sharp and deafening, shattered the morning calm. The world, it seemed, held its breath. The unthinkable had just happened on the doorstep of paradise. Chaos erupted on Ocean Drive. Tourists and locals alike scattered in terror. Versace lay sprawled on the steps, his white shirt stained crimson. Antonio D'Amico, Versace's partner, rushed to his side, his cries of anguish echoing. A fashion icon, a visionary artist, was gone, his life brutally cut short. Miami Beach, once a playground for the rich and famous, was now a city on edge. A massive manhunt was launched, the largest in the city's history. Fear gripped the city. Andrew Cunanan became synonymous with danger. The murder of Gianni Versace exposed the dark underbelly of fame and fortune. Andrew Cunanan. The name now dominated headlines around the world. But who was this man? What dark forces had shaped him into the monster he became? He grew up in a middle-class family in California, a seemingly ordinary child with a quick wit and a charming smile. But beneath the surface, a darker side lurked. Cunanan was a master manipulator, a chameleon who could morph his personality to fit any situation. He craved attention, adoration, and would stop at nothing to get it. The truth, always lurking beneath the surface, would eventually rear its ugly head. Cunanan's life became a tangled web of lies, deceit, and a desperate need for affirmation. He surrounded himself with older, wealthier men, using his charm and intelligence to insinuate himself into their lives. He was a master manipulator, a con artist who preyed on the vulnerabilities of others. For Cunanan, it was all about control. He needed to feel powerful, desired, in control of every situation. But his extravagant lifestyle, fueled by credit card fraud and stolen identities, was unsustainable. The walls were closing in, and Cunanan, his mind unraveling, would soon unleash his rage. Rejection, real or perceived, was Cunanan's greatest fear. It challenged his carefully constructed facade, exposing the emptiness and desperation that lay beneath. When his relationship soured, Cunanan's rage would erupt with terrifying force. He became increasingly erratic, volatile, his behavior growing more unpredictable. Something dark and twisted was taking over. The charming young man was gone, replaced by a cold, calculating predator. His need for control would soon manifest in the most horrific way imaginable. Cunanan, his mind consumed by paranoia and rage, was about to embark on a killing spree. In the spring of 1997, Andrew Cunanan's reign of terror began. His first victim, Jeffrey Trail, a friend and former lover, bludgeoned to death. Days later, architect David Madsen, another former lover, was found shot to death. Cunanan was officially on the run, his face plastered on wanted posters. The body count continued to rise. Lee Miglin, a prominent Chicago real estate developer, was found stabbed to death. Cunanan, a ghost in the night, was moving south, leaving a trail of blood. The nation watched in horror as the killing spree unfolded. As the manhunt intensified, one question consumed investigators and the public alike. Why? Theories abounded. Was it jealousy? Revenge? A desperate attempt to reclaim a life spiraling out of control? Some experts believed Cunanan's actions stemmed from a deep-seated need for control. Others pointed to his increasingly erratic behavior, suggesting a descent into madness. The true motives behind Cunanan's actions remained elusive. The country was on edge. Andrew Cunanan's face was now plastered on television screens and wanted posters. The manhunt had become a national obsession. Fear permeated every corner of the country. Cunanan, a phantom in the night, could be anywhere. Law enforcement agencies worked tirelessly, following every lead. The country held its breath, captivated by the unfolding drama. Cunanan had become a phantom haunting the American psyche. Days turned into weeks, and the investigation seemed to be hitting one dead end after another. Tips poured in from across the country, each one meticulously investigated. Cunanan, a master manipulator, was skilled at covering his tracks. He used aliases, changed his appearance and moved like a ghost. The pressure mounted, the frustration growing with each passing day. The families of the victims pleaded for answers. The manhunt had become a relentless pursuit, a game of cat and mouse. Cunanan seemed to be always one step ahead. The media descended upon Miami Beach like a swarm of locusts. The murder of Gianni Versace had become a macabre spectacle. Every detail was dissected, analysed and sensationalised. Cunanan's life, his motives, his every move became fodder for endless news cycles. The victims' stories were often overshadowed by the media's appetite for the sensational. The line between news and entertainment blurred. The media circus inadvertently aided Cunanan's ability to remain elusive. Despite the false leads and dead ends, the authorities remained relentless. They knew that time was running out. A break in the case came from an unlikely source, a stolen houseboat. Cunanan, desperate for a place to hide, had sought refuge in a quiet residential area. Acting on a tip, police surrounded the houseboat, their weapons drawn. Andrew Cunanan, the elusive phantom, was finally trapped, his reign of terror about to end. The air hung thick with anticipation. The houseboat, bobbing gently in the water, had become a crucible, the focal point of a nation's fear and fascination. Hours ticked by, each one an eternity for the officers surrounding the vessel. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of leaves in the nearby trees sent a jolt of adrenaline through their veins. Through bullhorns, negotiators pleaded with Cunanan to surrender. Their words, echoing across the water, were met with an eerie silence. The only sound, the gentle lapping of waves against the hull of the houseboat, a rhythmic counterpoint to the tension gripping the scene. Each man held his breath, knowing that the next move could be their last, that the silence from within could erupt into a final, desperate act of violence. Yet, as the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the water, a chilling realization dawned. The hunter had become the hunted. With agonizing slowness, a SWAT team approached the houseboat. The silence, deafening in its intensity, fueled their apprehension. Every sense was on high alert, every muscle tensed for the confrontation they feared awaited them. But as they breached the door, a wave of disbelief washed over them. The houseboat was empty. No struggle, no sign of forced entry, just an eerie stillness hanging in the air, heavy with the weight of what had transpired within those walls. And then they saw him. Andrew Cunanan, the man who had terrorized a nation, lay dead on a bed in the aft cabin. A single gunshot wound to the head told the story. The monster who had eluded capture for so long had chosen his own ending, a final act of defiance in the face of justice. The silence, once pregnant with anticipation, now settled over the scene like a shroud, a chilling reminder of the life extinguished and the questions that would forever remain unanswered. News of Cunanan's suicide spread like wildfire, a collective sigh of relief sweeping across the nation. The manhunt was over, the reign of terror finally at an end. But, the sense of closure was bittersweet, overshadowed by the knowledge that justice, true justice, would never be served. Questions lingered, swirling like the ocean winds. Why Versace? What drove Cunanan to commit such heinous acts? The answers, elusive in life, remained equally elusive in death. The families of the victims, their grief still raw, struggled to make sense of the senseless. Gianni Versace, the visionary artist, the fashion icon, was gone, his life brutally cut short, his legacy forever intertwined with the man who had taken him from the world. The world mourned, united in grief and disbelief. The murder of Gianni Versace, a senseless act of violence, had exposed the dark underbelly of fame and fortune, a stark reminder that even in paradise evil can lurk, leaving behind a trail of shattered lives and unanswered questions. In the wake of tragedy, the world sought solace in remembering. Gianni Versace's legacy, his artistry, his passion, his larger-than-life personality lived on in the hearts of those he touched. His creations, once symbols of glamour and excess, now took on a poignant new meaning. They were testaments to his unique vision, his ability to find beauty in the unexpected, to celebrate life in all its vibrant complexity. But the murder of Gianni Versace also served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life, the vulnerability of even the most celebrated among us. It exposed the dark side of fame, the price of success, the shadows that can lurk even in the brightest of lights. And so, as the world moved on, the memory of Gianni Versace lived on, not just in the annals of fashion history, but in the hearts of those who cherished his artistry, his spirit, and his enduring legacy of beauty and loss. The world, forever marked by the tragedy of July 15th, 1997, struggled to make sense of the senseless. The murder of Gianni Versace, a man who seemed to embody life's vibrancy and beauty, had cast a long shadow, a chilling reminder that darkness can touch even the brightest of lights. A sense of innocence, a belief in the impenetrable walls of fame and fortune had been shattered. No longer could one ignore the darkness that lurked at the edges of paradise, the potential for evil to disrupt even the most idyllic of settings. The questions lingered: why Versace? What demons drove Andrew Cunanan to such extremes? Was it fame he craved? Revenge? Or was it, as some psychologists suggested, a twisted desire to become infamous by extinguishing a light brighter than his own? The answers, much like Cunanan himself, remained elusive, lost to the depths of a troubled mind forever silenced. The world was left to grapple with the aftermath, to piece together the fragments of a shattered reality, and to confront the unsettling truth that sometimes the monsters we fear most are the ones hiding in plain sight. The case of Andrew Cunanan, a study in narcissism and escalating violence, forced the world to confront the chilling reality of mental illness and its devastating consequences. Here was a man, seemingly intelligent and charming, who harbored a darkness that ultimately consumed him and those around him. Cunanan's descent into madness, marked by a trail of blood and broken lives, served as a stark warning sign, a reminder that the human psyche is a fragile and often unpredictable landscape. His actions, though ultimately his own, begged the question: could something have been done? Could someone have intervened before his rage manifested in such a horrific way? The tragedy sparked conversations about mental health awareness, about the need for early intervention, and about the societal responsibility to recognize and address the warning signs of a mind in turmoil. It was a conversation often uncomfortable, often avoided, but one made tragically unavoidable by the events of that summer. While no easy answers emerged, the case became a catalyst for greater understanding, for a societal shift towards acknowledging the often hidden struggles of mental illness and the desperate need for compassion and support. It was a legacy born of tragedy, a glimmer of hope emerging from the ashes of unimaginable loss. Yet, even amidst the sorrow and the lingering questions, the world chose to celebrate the life and legacy of Gianni Versace. His name, forever linked to the tragedy of his death, became a symbol of resilience, a testament to the enduring power of creativity and the triumph of beauty over brutality. Versace's vision, bold and unapologetic, continued to inspire. His designs, once gracing the bodies of celebrities and socialites, took on a timeless quality, a testament to his ability to capture the essence of glamour and empower those who dared to wear his creations. The fashion world, united in grief, paid homage to their fallen comrade. Runway shows became celebrations of his life, his designs imbued with a newfound poignancy. The outpouring of love and admiration from fellow designers, models, and fashion enthusiasts alike was a testament to the profound impact Versace had made on the industry he helped to shape. Gianni Versace, the boy from Calabria who dared to dream of dressing the world, left behind more than just a fashion empire. He left behind a legacy of creativity, passion, and a fearless embrace of beauty in all its forms. And while the world may never forget the tragedy of his passing, it is the enduring power of his creations, his indomitable spirit, and his unwavering belief in the transformative power of beauty that continue to inspire and captivate audiences around the world.